In this session, we will discuss identifier. What do you mean by an identifier? Identifier is simply a name that is given to variables, arrays, functions, structures, pointers, etc. That means these are variables, arrays, functions are used in the program. Each and everything must and should have some name. If you want to give some name, that is identifier. In simple terms, identifiers are user-defined names. Now, we can create an identifier at the time of declaration. For example, if you want to declare a variable, that variable name is also an identifier. Once we declare an identifier, we can use that identifier throughout the program. That simple terms, first we have to declare the identifier, and later on throughout the program we can use the identifier. Now, what are the symbols that are allowed for an identifier? An identifier can contains the alphabets A to Z or small a to small z. Remember, C is the case sensitive. Uppercase letters are different from lowercase letters, and the digits 0 to 9, and the only special symbol underscore is allowed. Only these three are allowed: A to Z, 0 to 9, and the special character underscore. Okay. Now, along with these two, the most important rule for identifier, the most important rule is an identifier does not begin with a digit. Does not begin with a digit. For example, if you want to declare a variable int a, here a is a valid identifier. Why? It contains the alphabet a. For example, a1, this is a valid identifier. For example, a underscore b underscore 1, this is also a valid identifier. Why? Because the special symbol underscore is allowed. Remember, for example, 1a, this is invalid. Why? Here the identifier begin with the digit, so does not begin with a digit. And one more important thing is, if the identifier begin with an underscore, must and should the underscore is followed by either a number, that is either a digit or an alphabet. Only single underscore is not allowed. If you have an underscore is followed by anything, either a letter or a digit, and does not begin with a digit. And the more important thing is, an identifier does not contains spaces. Does not contains spaces. That means, for example, int a b. If you are given space between a and b, this is not considered as an identifier. This is not considered identifier. Okay, only these three are allowed. Only the special symbol is underscore. Except underscore, no special symbol. Even space is also considered as a special symbol. An identifier does not contains any special symbol other than underscore. Generally, in C language, the length of the identifier is generally less than 31 characters. It is preferred we have to use the length of the identifier as 31 characters. Okay, this is identifier. The next session we will discuss keywords. Thank you.